Hello, my name is Justin and I'm going to introduce about my life so far. Before I was born, my parents got married. Their love story is quite interesting. One day, my father lost his wallet. My mother has found the wallet and gave it to my father in person. That was the first meeting of my parents. That situation made my mother and father meet more times, and they started to go out together. Soon they got married and I was born. My parents lived in a close place, but didn't know each other. My mother lived in Sancheong, where Jiri Mountain is located. My father lived in Hadong, where Jiri Mountain is located too. They found the fact interesting when they got married. I was astonished about they have lived very close from each other and curious about what would have happened if they have met earlier. At the time I was born, it was 1997, which was the time when Korea was suffering from IMF. A lot of my father's colleagues got fired because of the hard economy situation. However, luckily, my father was able to avoid from getting fired and got promoted. Thanks to my father, our family was able to live an ordinary life. I was born in Gangbuk Samsung Hospital at August 11th. When I was born, my mother was astonished because the baby looked like a grandfather and didn't move much and cried much. She also said that I could have almost come out earlier than usual and go inside an incubator when I was 7 months old. However, luckily, I avoided that situation and came out ordinarily. I attended in an English preschool and kindergarten thanks to my mom. I was in a place called Poly. It was an institute for foreign students. Before I entered Poly, I learned English from Sophia and Karen. They were foreigners who lived in our neighborhood. Sophia named my English name Justin, which I use until now. I always appreciate the hard work they did, trying to teach a 5-year-old English. After I entered Poly, I was top in almost every English exams. Especially, I was good at reading back then. One girl who was in our top class came to Yonsei University too, and I'm still in contact with her. I tried my best to be the top in our institute. I studied day and night. Thanks for my work, I was able to defend the top class. I kept studying English and I hoped to go to Chungchim International Middle School. However, one day when I was 9, the day changed my whole life. I first did a soccer game with my friends. I know I was good at racing because I was the second fastest in my elementary school. However, I didn't know that I was good at soccer. I scored 2 goals in the game all by myself, and our team had won by 2-1. I was excited about the fact and told my mother to attend me at a soccer club. So when I was 10, I went to the biggest soccer club which represents our province, Goyang FC. Luckily, I didn't fail the team entering test. At first, I was nervous because it was a new environment and I was the youngest player and worst playing player. Therefore, I tried hard and faithfully practiced soccer. The efforts I did was working. Soon, I was able to participate some games. The coach recognized my practice and tried to help me too. After 2 years when I was 12, I became the captain of the team. Our team won many competitions and did 3rd place in Gyeonggi-do. And at the end of 12, I quitted the soccer club because of a new goal, the Science Genius School. One day, my mother said that there is a special school for students who are talented in science, which we call Science Genius School. After I heard about the Genius School, I was curious about the school and wanted to know more about it. The school happened to have about 144 students in each grade and need to prepare a lot of things in order to enter the school. The competition rate is over 20 to 1 and usually gifted students from all over the country challenges to enter the school. So I studied high school science and math at two academies called Wise Man and G1230. Also, I kept my grades from falling out of 4th place in my middle school. I tried my best and almost fainted while studying. I studied until 3 and woke up at 8. I went to the academy every day without weekends. Luckily, my efforts didn't betray me, and finally, I was able to enter the Science Genius School, Korea Science Academy, which was the school I always wanted to enter. My high school years was very hard for me. At the first math exam, I did last place. I was shocked and astonished about my ability of math and science. After the exam, I started to study every day and night. I was great at math and science back at my province. However, at Korea Science Academy, I was stupid in math and science. Although the effort I have done, my GPA of the first semester was 2.93. I was one of the students that is in last place. For 3 years, I studied hard to cover up my GPA and go to KAIST. 3 years after, I raised my GPA to 3.84 and got some A's in math and science. However, I failed to go to KAIST, the university I really wanted to go, and went to Yonsei University. My first semester at Yonsei University was continuity of anxious. In a new environment, I tried to adapt to our department. I went to every department ceremony and tried to be friends with our department members. Ultimately, I was able to be friends with many department members. Studying in Yonsei was a lot easier than at Korea Science Academy. I learned almost every math and science subject at Korea Science Academy, so studying math and science at Yonsei was a piece of cake. However, before I took the first exam at Yonsei, I was nervous whether I can do great at Yonsei. The concerns I did was a waste of time. I got GPA 4.06 at the first semester. I got confidence and can be certain I can do well at Yonsei University. After graduating Yonsei University, I will get my master's degree in biotechnology. The study will be hard and I will do many experiments. However, I will move on to achieve my goal. After I get my master's degree, I will get my doctor's degree in Cornell University. Cornell University is famous for nanotechnology. My ultimate goal is to make a nano-sized robot so that people can suffer less from diseases and live a better life. That is the reason why I came to biotechnology department and studying so hard. I want to help other people with my talent and make Earth a better place to live so that my family can live happily.